Jasmita. Yes. Anyone? Should I start now? Rosalind?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So listen, in my last class, what I have discussed, just you tell me that which part we are discussing. Yes. What we have discussed in our last class. Anyone who can say? Puspa. So what we have discussed? Anyone who can say? अरे लास्ट क्लास रे कौन पढ़ई थिली कुह
Yes, sir.
कौन पढ़ाइतला कुह लास्ट क्लास रे कौन पढ़ाइतला वाटर एक्ट एयर एक्ट कौन आमे पढ़ुतले कुह
Sir, joint board विषय पढ़ा जाउथिला.
अच्छा
Central board, state board, joint board.
अच्छा ठीक अछि वाटर एक्ट सेंट्रल ओके सो लिसन we have already discussed the composition and constitution of different board okay I think I have already completed the composition and constitution of different board under water pollution act water pollution act under water pollution act we have three types of board so under section 3 we have central board under section 4 we have state board and central board is constituted by the central government state board is constituted by the state government and the composition and constitution of different board particularly the composition of different board is also coming under the same section section 3 and 4 central board state board in both the board are having similar type of composition so again to repeat that a board consists of a chairman and there is a member secretary who holds office permanently and member secretary is one of the civil servants who is appointed permanently so and chairman and all other members are nominated by the government by the respective government so in every board there is a chairman and member secretary and in case of central board, we have there are not more than five central government officials shall be nominated to the board. Then 5 persons shall be nominated by the central government from different state board. Then there are 3 persons shall be nominated representing agriculture, fishery, and industry. Then 2 persons shall be nominated representing joint board may be constituted between states and union territory. So joint board, wherever necessary, a joint board may be constituted. I have already discussed that part, section 13, 14. So the state government, if some more than two states, they want to form a joint board for the development, for the prevention and control of pollution, for the enhancement of the quality of water, if they want to form a joint board, then a joint board may be constituted. So joint board is not a regular or routine phenomena. In exceptional circumstances or where there is necessity, a joint board may be constituted. So I have already discussed that part. joint board, because the joint board, the existence of joint board comes from an agreement between the state. If there is a agreement between the state governments to form a joint board, then a joint board may be constituted. And in every joint board, there is a chairman and member secretary, and mostly not mostly, and joint boards are constituted by the central government, because joint board is constituted between the state governments. So that's why central government constitutes the joint board, taking into representation from different state governments. So from every state government, different persons, different category of persons were nominated to the joint board. For example, from the government officials, from the local authority, from agriculture, fishery and industry, from government company corporations. So representations were made from the state government to participate in the joint board. This is what the formation of joint board. So we have already discussed that part. Then the next important part is your power and function of central board or state board or joint board. Before going to discuss the power and function, you must know that regarding the qualification and disqualification of the members of different board, listen. The qualification is the qualification as prescribed by the government. That means a member secretary or a chairman, such type of person shall be nominated or appointed by the government, a person having sufficient knowledge on biology, botany, life science, health or environment or forest, any person having some sufficient knowledge on that category, these type of persons are nominated as chairman of the board, or a person having experience in forest, environment, etc. Such type of persons, government officials, may be appointed as your member secretary. Listen, regarding the disqualification, so any person who is a insolvent, any person who is on sound mind, a person who is found corruption and who has been imprisoned, means who have been jailed for more than 2 years, or once a person is disqualified under this act, that means such type of person shall be disqualified to be a member of the board. So these are some of the provisions which is not necessary to be written in the examination. So the next important part under Water Pollution Act is that power and function of central board and state board. So sections 16 and 17 deals with power and function of central board and state board. So please note down power and function of central board. I'll give you some dictation of some wordings, then you have to complete the word, you have to complete the sentence. Listen, section 16, please note down. Section 16 is function of the central board, because in the examination this time,
Sir,
uh,
sir, last class ରେ ଆପଣ function of central board ଡକେଇଥିଲେ sir 9ଟା point ପୁରା।
ତାହେଲେ ହେଇଯାଇଛି, ଆଉ ତମେ ମତେ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
କହିବା ଦରକାର ଏଗୁଡା
sir
ସରିଲା।
actually ମୋର audio ଟା କଣ ପାଇଁ ଆସୁନଥିଲା ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହୁଥିଲି ସେଇଟା ହିଁ।
ଠିକ ଅଛି, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଶୁଣ, ଆମେ ସାମ୍ପଲ କଲେକ୍ସନ ଆଉ ତମର ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ରେଷ୍ଟ୍ରିକ୍ସନ ଟା ପଢିବା।
ନାଇଁ କେବଳ function of central board ହିଁ ପଢେଇଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ state କି joint ରେ ପଢା ହେଇନି sir।
ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଠିକ ଅଛି, ତାହେଲେ ଫଙ୍କସନ ଅଫ ଦି ଷ୍ଟେଟ ବୋର୍ଡ ଟା ଆମେ ଡିସ୍କସ କରିବା। ଆଚ୍ଛା, ଓକେ। So listen, section 17 deals with function of the state board. Listen, both the functions, state board and central board are having much similarity, but the state board has been given more power in comparison to central board. So under section 17, function, power and function of the state board. So please note down that the category under which power has been assigned to the state board. So you may write down first, to advise, Simply you write one or two words. By that you can. To advise means to advise the state government. We are discussing the function of the state board. We are discussing the function of the state board. So it is the function, it is one of the power and function of the state board to advise the state government regarding the prevention and control of pollution. Then to plan a comprehensive program. First is to advise. Second, to plan a comprehensive program. Third, to collect and disseminate information. To collect and disseminate information. To collect and disseminate information. Then to conduct research. To conduct research. To conduct research, you can complete the sentence like that. To encourage, conduct, participate in investigation and research relating to problems of water pollution for the prevention and control of pollution. The A type of lecture. Then to collaborate with the central board in organizing training program. एतिकी लेखि पारिबो training program. To collaborate with the central board in organizing training program or training of persons. Then to inspect sewage or trade effluent. To inspect sewage or trade effluent. That means it is the power of this state board to enter into any premises and to inspect any sewage line, any sewage or trade effluent. It is one of the power. Then,
sir,
हाँ,
sir, premises meaning
हाँ,
premises.
yes.
Sir, premises गोटे कौन कहले?
अच्छा. To inspect sewage or trade effluent. Premises है माने जो जागारू जो कोनोसी गोटे जागा को आमे इंस्पेक्शन पाई जिबु आमे कोटा टू इंस्पेक्ट एनी प्रीमाइसेस माने कोनोसी गोटे जागा बिल्डिंग इंडस्ट्री ताको हमें प्रीमाइसेस कहूचे ना प्रीमिसेस इंस्पेक्ट कौन करिवो इंस्पेक्ट करिवो टू स्वेज माने स्वेरेज लाइन और टू ट्रेड एफ्लुएंट माने एनीथिंग व्हिच कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम एनी इंडस्ट्रियल एक्टिविटी ट्रेड एफ्लुएंट or any plant or any premises माने जे कोन सुटे प्लांट हो प्रीमिसेस हो ताकू हमें इंस्पेक्ट कर परिबो कि स्टेट बोर्ड. अच्छा, देन टू ले डाउन स्टैंडर्ड्स. To lay down standards. To lay down standard. This is very important. The same function has been given to the central board because the central board has to lay down water pollution standard at the national level. So state board has to lay down water pollution standard at the state level. Then to evolve method of treatment. To evolve method of treatment of sewage or trade effluent. To evolve method of treatment of sewage or trade effluent. Then to evolve method of utilization. To evolve method of utilization of sewage or trade effluent. तमे एतिकी अल्प अल्प लेखिले भी चलिबो. To evolve method of treatment, to evolve method of utilization, तापरे to evolve method of disposal, to evolve method of disposal. देखो, these functions are exclusively given to these power and function are exclusively with the state board. these functions are not assigned to the central board. Central board under ए सबु जिनस गुड़ाक दिया जाए ना. Come to the next point. To lay down standards of treatment. To lay down standards of treatment. देखो तुम सेंटेंस टा केमती कंप्लीट करिवो ए सब जगह रे टू इवॉल्व ए मेथड ऑफ डिस्पोजल ऑफ स्वेजर ट्रेड एफ्लुएंट सेमती टू ले डाउन स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ स्वेजर ट्रेड एफ्लुएंट सब जगह रे सेंटेंस टा को स्वेजर एंड ट्रेड एफ्लुएंट स्वेज एंड ट्रेड एफ्लुएंट for prevention and control of pollution. Last टा रहइबो for the prevention and control of pollution. Then next point is to make any order. To make any order. To make any order. Then the next to lay down effluent standards. To lay down effluent standard means standard of trade effluent. Then another important function is to advise the state government.
Sir, to lay down standards of treatment और lay down of effluent standards एक कन है कि
देखो ट्रीटमेंट स्टैंडर्ड आउ तमरो टू ले डाउन द स्टैंडर्ड्स खाली स्टैंडर्ड ले डाउन करिवा माने गोटे पर्टिकुलर जाओ एपट चल सुनो ले डाउन स्टैंडर्ड आउ टू ले डाउन ट्रीटमेंट स्टैंडर्ड अलगा ना. टू ले डाउन स्टैंडर्ड माने पानी रो कंसंट्रेशन केते रहिबो ये हला गोटे स्टैंडर्ड किंतु पानी रो पॉल्यूटेड वाटर टाको केमती ट्रीटमेंट करबो तार स्टैंडर्ड कोन रहसी अलगा रहबो तन करी दीज आर डिफरेंट. सो टू मेक एनी ऑर्डर अच्छा देन टू ले डाउन एफ्लुएंट स्टैंडर्ड गला तापर होची टू एडवाइज द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. हां to advise the state government regarding the location of any industrial factory. To advise the state government regarding the location of any industry or factory. Then to perform such other function, लिखिए to perform such other function. To perform such other function as may be prescribed by the as may be prescribed by the central board or by the state government. That means the state board is under an obligation to comply the direction specification prescribed by the central board as well as by the state government. देखो स्टेट बोर्ड ऊपर किए रहिला सेंट्रल बोर्ड रहिला प्लस स्टेट बोर्ड ऊपर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रहिला तेनु करी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट बा सेंट्रल बोर्ड जहा चाहिबो स्टेट बोर्ड हैज टू कैरी आउट. देन फाइनली the state board has to establish a laboratory. State board has to establish a laboratory for its analysis. State board has to establish a laboratory for its analysis. Okay, so this is something relating to the power and function of state board under the Water Pollution Act. Listen, here I want to mention one thing regarding the power and function of joint board. When a joint board is constituted, the joint board shall act as a board in the union territory. If a joint board is constituted under section 1314, where a union territory is also one of the party, Union Territory has participated in formation of joint board. In such circumstances, the joint board, in such circumstances, the joint board shall act as a state board in the Union Territory. So regarding the power function of the Union Territory Board, that means whatever power function enjoyed by a state board, the same power function shall be enjoyed by the joint board in case of Union Territory. So don't go in details. So this is just for your knowledge I have mentioned. So the power and function of central board and state board are having similarity. First thing is that the similar part I am telling you, that all the board has to give advice to the respective government. All the board has to establish a laboratory for analysis purpose. All the boards has to lay down various standards of effluent. All the board has to organize training program. All the board has to organize comprehensive program for the prevention and control of pollution. So these are some of the similar features, but in case of state board, some more power has been given. The important powers of the state board are that the state board is authorized, state board has the power to advise the state government. State board has the power to advise the state government regarding the location of any industry or factory. ତମେ ଶୁଣିଥିବ ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ୍ରି ହବା ଆଗରୁ ପରମିଶନ ନିଆଯାଏ। ତ ସେତିକି ବେଳେ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ବୋର୍ଡ କଣ କରେ, ଇନକ୍ୱାରି କରିକି ସେଇ ଜାଗାରେ ସେଇ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ହବ କି ନାହିଁ ଷ୍ଟେଟ ବୋର୍ଡ ତମର ଆଡଭାଇସ କରିବ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ କୁ, ଆଉ ସେଇ ବେସିସ ରେ ତମର ଇଏ ହବ, ମାନେ କଣ ସେଇ ବେସିସ ରେ ତମର ମାନେ ସେଇ ଇଣ୍ଡଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟ୍ରି କୁ ପରମିଶନ ଦିଆଯିବ କି ନାହିଁ। These are something relating to power and function of different board under Water Pollution Act. Let us come to the next chapter, that is prevention and control of pollution or restriction imposed under Water Pollution Act. Please note down the next chapter, next area subject, that is restriction imposed under Water Pollution Act. Because in the examination this type of question mostly it is asked. Acha, restriction মানে prevention and control of pollution, it starts from section 19 to section 33. The whole chapter relating to prevention and control of pollution is coming under section 19 to section 33. But the regarding directly, if suppose a question is asked, discuss the restriction imposed under the act, then you have only to mention section 20, section 24, 25 and 26. So I'm going one by one, then it will be clear for you to understand. So listen, under section 19 of the Water Act, a special power has been given to the state government. Under section 19, you may note down, power of the state government to restrict the application of the act. Power of the state government to restrict the application of the act. That means the state government by its order, by its notification, it may restrict the application, the applicability of the act. से जो वाटर एक्ट टा गोटे स्टेट को जते बेले लागू हुए, पूरा स्टेट टा को समान टाइप रो रेस्ट्रिक्शन लागू हुए नहीं। अच्छा, तो एठी गोटे जिंस जे माने को एरिया टा को वाटर पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल एरिया बोली डिक्लेयर करा जिवो, द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हैज टू डिसाइड. So a new area may be declared as water pollution area. A old water pollution area may be declared as may be exempted from such restriction. So section 19 sometimes it comes. Next asuchi section 21 को जोटा how sample are collected and tested by the board laboratory or by the government laboratory. Listen, that to determine whether there is water pollution or not, to determine whether there is any pollution or not, it is the duty of the state board to analyze the water and to declare that whether it is pollution or not. Pollution ହେଇଛି କି ନାହିଁ, swage ଆଉ trade effluent ku test କରିକି ବା polluted water ku test କରିକି board finally decide କରିବ ଯେ water pollution ହେଇଛି ନା ନାହିଁ. So under section 21 there is provision that the state board has the power to collect sample for analysis. State board under section 21 has the power to collect sample of effluents, sample of polluted water for analysis. So section 21 provides a procedure. If the procedure provided under section 21 is not complied with, if the provisions provided under section 21 are not complied with, then the decision of the analyst, the decision of the laboratory shall not be entertained, shall not be considered as an evidence for the court of law, evidence for the purpose of court of law. ଆଉ ଥରେ କହିଦଉଛି, section 21 ରେ ଯୋଉ procedure ଦେଇଛି, ଯଦି ସେଇ procedure ଟା follow ନ କରାଯାଏ, ତାହେଲେ analysis ପରେ ଯୋଉ decision ଟା ହବ, ସେ decision ଟାକୁ court ମାନିବା ପାଇଁ ବାଧ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ. ସେ decision ଟାକୁ court ମାନିବା ପାଇଁ ବାଧ୍ୟ ନୁହେଁ ଯଦି procedure ଟା follow କରାଯାଇ ନାହିଁ. ହେଲା? ଆଚ୍ଛା, section 21 ରେ ଆମେ analysis ମାନେ sample collection କରିବା. ଦେଖ, under this water pollution act we have already discussed that under section 16, under section 17, board laboratory, the central board or the state board has to establish laboratory. Board ଗୁଡାକ ତାଙ୍କର ନିଜର laboratory establish କରିବେ. କୋଉଥିରେ? section 16, section 17 ରେ. At the same time, under section 51 and 52, please note down, under section 51, central government laboratory, under section 52, state government laboratory has to be established by the government. Government laboratory भी ତିଆରି ହବ. ଆମର water pollution act ରେ ଦିଟା category ର laboratory ଅଛି. ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା board laboratory section 16 17 ରେ, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା government laboratory section 51 52 ରେ. ଏଇ ଦିଟା ମୁଁ ତମକୁ ଏଥିପାଇଁ କହିଲି, ତମେ ଏଟା ମନେ ରଖିଥାଅ. ଯେତେବେଳେ how sample are collected and tested, ସେତେବେଳେ ଏ matter ଟା ଆସିବ. 51 52 ରେ ବି laboratory ତିଆରି ହୁଏ. 16 17 ରେ board ତାର ନିଜ laboratory ବନେଇବ. Let us come to section 21. Listen, that collection of sample for analysis, for testing. Listen, first question comes, who is authorized to collect sample? Any person authorized by the board, any member of the board is authorized to collect sample. GSC local sample collection କରିପାରିବନି. Either member of the board or any person authorized by the board or any agent of the board has the right, has been assigned to collect sample. Then the procedure says all the samples listen, first notice must be served to the party with an intention to collect sample. जो भी इंडस्ट्री फैक्ट्री ताको आगो नोटिस दिया जिवो जे एई दिन एतिकी बेले आमे सैंपल कलेक्शन करिवु. Then notice will be served. Then all the samples shall be collected in presence of the party. The sample shall be collected in presence of the party. Party माने किए? Party माने industry owner, factory owner बा जो लोको सेई pollution पाई responsible ताकू नोटिस दिया जिवो, ता प्रेजेंस रे sample collection. So all the samples shall be collected in presence of the party. Then the sample shall be collected in presence of the party, and the sample shall be collected in 2 containers. Step wise जाओ. First मु कहली माने sample shall be collected by any member or any agent of the board. Second सभा प्रथम है notice has to be served. Second है it must be collected by the agent or member of the board. Third, it must be collected in presence of the party. Then all the samples shall be collected in two containers. Samples shall be collected in two containers. Then all the samples must be sealed and signed. All the samples must be sealed and signed by both the party. Both the party means the person who is collecting, and the other party means the party, means the industry owner, factory owner. So all the samples means both the container where sample has been collected must be sealed and signed by both the parties. ताकू seal करा जिवो, plus it will be signed by both the parties. सरिला next step को जाउची. अच्छा, if there is no discrepancy, try to understand. If there is no difference of opinion, if there is no discrepancy, then one container will be sent to the board laboratory. Please note down, one container will be sent to the board laboratory for analysis. If there is no difference of opinion, then a container will be sent to the board laboratory for analysis. Complete. But the next part is more important. If there is any discrepancy, if there is any dispute, if there is any difference of opinion, then the second container shall be sent to the government laboratory. Ita container collection heitila, जदि कोनोसी dispute नाही, difference of opinion नाही, party agree करूची, राजी होची, ताले गोटिए container तमरो board laboratory को जिवो analysis पाई, आउ जहा decision हबो सेटा फाइनल. But if there is any difference of opinion or dispute, एठी ता माने दि तीनटा पॉइंट लिखिया पड़िबो. First, the party लेखिनियो, the party remains present. The party remains present, refuses to sign the container. The party remains present but refuses to sign the container. Second, if the party deliberately remains absent, if the party deliberately remains absent, then in both the cases, देखो को जगह रे पार्टी प्रेजेंट रहिला, साइन कलानी, बा पार्टी नोटिस पाइला परे भी से माने आसिला नहीं. So in both the cases, that the second container will be sent to the government laboratory. The second container will be sent to the government laboratory. को जगह रे पार्टी जदि कोनोस गुटे डिस्प्यूट हुए, ताहले हमरो जो दीटा कंटेनर रो गोटे कंटेनर बोर्ड लैबोरेटरी को जीवो, आ गोटे कंटेनर तमरो गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी को जीवो. हैला, then when the second container is sent to the government laboratory, when the second container is sent to the government laboratory by request of the party, माने एमती भी हे पारे पार्टी रिक्वेस्ट करिवो जे नाइ मोर आरो माने सैंपलटा गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी को जाऊ, ताहले भी हबो. नहले जदी डिस्प्यूट हेची ताहले भी सेटा गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी को जीवो. So when the sample is sent to the government laboratory for analysis, then the expenditure made in the government laboratory has to be paid by the party. जहा खर्च हबो गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी टेस्ट करबा पई से पैसाटा तमरो से जो पार्टी को दबा को पड़िबो. किंतु जो प्रथम कंटेनर जोटा तो माने बोर्ड लैबोरेटरी को जीवो, से प्रथम कंटेनर पाई तार एनालिसिस पाई कोनोसी पैसा पार्टी को दबाकू पड़िबो नाही किंतु गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी को गले पार्टी को पैसा दबाकू पड़े। अच्छा, दिस इज हाउ दिस सैंपल्स आर कलेक्टेड। तापर आसीबा हाउ सैंपल्स आर ए सबमिशन ऑफ रिपोर्ट लेखो सेक्शन 22 सबमिशन ऑफ रिपोर्ट। सबमिशन ऑफ रिपोर्ट रे लेखो section 22 whether the report is submitted by the government laboratory or board laboratory, the same the submission of report by the analyst, submission of report by the analyst, the same procedure. लेकिन all the reports are submitted in 3 copy. All the reports are submitted in triplicate. Then the first copy goes to the party or 1 copy is given to the party, another copy given to the board, then another copy or 3rd copy is submitted to the government. The 3rd copy is submitted to the government for its record. The 3rd copy is submitted to the government for its record. कौन पाई if any dispute arises, जदि आगु को किछि सेमती डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन हैला ताले गवर्नमेंट पाखरे जो एनालिस्ट जो रिपोर्टटा अछि सेटा गवर्नमेंट कोन करिवो ना कोर्ट को पठेबो। से जो 3rd कॉपीटा is submitted to the government for court evidence purpose. तार ऑब्जेक्ट होची for court evidence purpose. 3rd कॉपीटा तमरो गवर्नमेंट को दिया जाय। ये हे गला ता माने हमरो बोर्ड लैबोरेटरी भी 3टा कॉपी दबो, गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी भी 3टा कॉपी सबमिट करिवो। अच्छा, एठी क्वेश्चन आसिला suppose there is difference of opinion between board laboratory and government laboratory. Suppose there is difference of opinion between board laboratory and government laboratory. जेमती भी हेई पारे बोर्ड लैबोरेटरी गोटे टाइप रो डिसीजन, गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी अलगा डिसीजन, ताले कोन हबो? देन द डिसीजन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट लैबोरेटरी, the decision of the government laboratory shall prevail. The decision of the government laboratory shall be considered. The decision of the government laboratory, if there is difference of opinion, difference of report, decision of the government laboratory shall prevail, means shall be considered. हैला? अच्छा, ताले हमें कोन कोन आज पढ़िले देखो मु आउथरे रिव्यू करूची। हमें टुडे वी हैव डिस्कस्ड सेक्शन 17 that is the function of the state board. Section 17 रे function of the state board we have discussed. तापरे next हमें डिस्कस कले how samples are collected and tested. Section 19 विषय टिके कहली एते हम भीतर को जिबा दरकार नहीं। Section 21 रे how samples are collected and tested under Water Pollution Act. How samples are collected and tested and how reports are submitted by the analyst. এই টাইপ रो क्वेश्चन भी बेले बेले परीक्षा रे पड़े। सेते जदी पड़िबो सैंपल कलेक्शन और रिपोर्ट सबमिशन ताहले सेक्शन 21 22 you have to mention हैला। तो ताहले हमें कोन करबा सेक्शन 21 22 रे कोन हमें पढ़िले how samples are collected. Sample collection पाई गोटे सेपरेट प्रोसीजर अछि। से प्रोसीजर को फॉलो करिबा माने फॉलो करिबा मैंडेटरी बा बाध्य। जदि सैंपल कलेक्शन रो प्रोसीजर फॉलो न करा जाईची ताहाले जहाँ भी एनालिसिस पर जो रिपोर्ट बाहरिबो सेटा कोर्ट केबे भी गोटे एविडेंस आकार रे मानिबो नाही। दिस इज व्हाट द प्रोसीजर प्रोवाइडेड अंडर सेक्शन 21. सेक्शन 22 रे कुहा ହେଇଛି ଯେ ମାନେ କେମିତି ରିପୋର୍ଟ ଟା ସବମିଟ କରାଯିବ। ସେକ୍शन 22 ରେ ରିପୋର୍ଟ କିଏ ସବମିଟ କରିବ? ଆନାଲିଷ୍ଟ ସବମିଟ କରିବ। ମାନେ ଲାବୋରେଟରୀ ଯୋଉ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଲାବୋରେଟରୀ ବୋର୍ଡ ଲାବୋରେଟରୀର ଯିଏ ଆନାଲିଷ୍ଟ ଅଛି he has to submit the report. ଆନାଲିଷ୍ଟ ପୁଣି ଆସିଲା କୋଉଠୁ? ଆନାଲିଷ୍ଟ ବିଷୟରେ ତ ତମକୁ କହିନି। ସେକ୍ସନ 53 ରେ appointment of analyst ବୋଲି provision ଅଛି। Under section 53 that the central board, state board has to appoint their analyst, and under section 53 state government, central government has to appoint their analyst for the laboratory established, for the laboratory established by the respective government or by the respective board ହେଲା। ତ ଆଜି ତମର ଏତିକି ଥାଉ। ମାନେ ତମର ଆଜି ଯୋଉ ପାୱାର ଫଙ୍କସନ ଅଫ ଦି ଷ୍ଟେଟ ବୋର୍ଡ ଡିସ୍କସ କଲି, ସାମ୍ପଲ କଲେକ୍ସନ ଆନାଲିସିସ୍ ଆଜି ଡିସ୍କସ କଲି। ଆମେ କାଲି ତମର ଆଉ ଟିକେ ଆଗେଇ ଦେବି, ମାନେ କାଲି ସାରିଦେବି ୱାଟର ପଲ୍ୟୁସନ ଆକ୍ଟ। କାଲି ଆମେ ପଢିଦବା how restrictions are imposed under the water pollution act, section 24, section 25, section 26 এই তিনিটা সেকশন কু কালি ଆମେ ডিসকস କରିବା ହେଲା। ଆଜି ଏତିକି ଥାଉ। Okay, thank you. If you have any doubt or if you have any question, then you are free to ask me question. No question? Okay, thank you Sonali.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Huh?